en mesure d'accéder à ça.
If you're looking to watch some seriously gripping entertainment from home, we've got you covered. Netflix is host to a virtual library of first-rate suspense thrillers. We've rounded up the very best. Get ready for a heart-pounding experience. Here we bring you the best, most suspenseful thriller films you can watch right now on Netflix. But before starting, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell to stay updated with more exciting content. Number 1, Emily the Criminal, 2022. Writer and director John Patton Ford makes his feature directorial debut with this award-winning crime thriller starring Aubrey Plaza. Emily the Criminal is an unsettlingly relatable tale about a young woman who's drowning in student loan debts and can't find a sustainable job due to a felony conviction that leads to an onslaught of rejection from all but the worst jobs, ultimately forcing her to turn to an underground network of credit card scammers to make money. The film is a scathing indictment of the ways that corporations and predatory lenders exploit the working class and is a realistic showcase of the ways that poverty is a leading cause of crime.
So you make the goddamn rules yourself. Wait.
Number 2, Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery, 2022. Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery stands out with its bright and humorous tone. Rian Johnson's follow-up to 2019's Knives Out is an extremely thrilling story with a gripping plot. Movie follows a world-famous detective Benoit Blanc, who receives an invitation for a weekend at an eccentric billionaire's private island, where the host has gathered his closest friends for what is to be a fun murder mystery game. But when the threat of a real murder makes itself clear, Blanc must solve the case, which has its roots in the pasts of all the people assembled. The film combines a classic whodunit plot with stylish craftsmanship in costumes and set design, making it a must-see for a wide audience.
Is in danger.
Number 3, It Follows, 2014. This 2014 horror thriller is one of those films that take a relatively simple enough premise and elevate it to new heights of tension. The film follows the events that unfold when Jay contracts a curse after having sex. Now she is being hunted by a mysterious force, and both Jay and the viewer are taken through a paranoid journey, with every new face being a potential threat. It Follows is a truly tense thriller, and it's a must-watch for horror and thriller fans, especially for Maika Monroe's breakout performance. Number 4, The Pale Blue Eye, 2022. Based on the Lewis Bayard novel of the same name, The Pale Blue Eye is written by Cooper. Its plot revolves around a series of murders taking place in 1830 at the U.S. Military Academy at West Point. Christian Bale plays a veteran detective who investigates the murders, helped by a detail-oriented young cadet who will later become Edgar Allan Poe. The film proceeds with all the careful terror of an uncoiling snake, revealing new secrets at every turn, and even when you think you know who the killer is, there's always another surprise waiting around the corner. The Pale Blue Eye is a must-watch for fans of gothic mystery, whether you're a fan of Poe or not. Number 5, 1922-2017. This is for when you want a real slow burner, and we do mean slow. Based on the Stephen King novella of the same name, 1922 moves ever so slowly with a dark inevitability that draws you in. It's not too heavy on the gore and yet manages to instill a terrible sense of fear in the viewer. The story is narrated by a farmer named Wilfred Wilf James, who decides to kill his wife Arlette. Simple enough, right? But what follows is the story of good people consumed by the consequences of greed. It's unsettling, macabre, almost on par with the most intense Edgar Allan Poe stories. This is easily one of the most gripping thrillers that Netflix has to offer. Number 6, Operation Mincemeat, 2022. Based on real-life events, Operation Mincemeat is a tense historical war drama about one of the most daring deceptions that won World War II. The movie stars Colin Firth and Matthew McFadden as two intelligence operatives who concoct a scheme to use a dead body to divert attention from the Allies' attack on Sicily. While perhaps not as gripping as some of the other entries on this list, Operation Mincemeat does involve a lot of twists and turns. Numerous obstacles, both foreseen and otherwise, continuously pop up throughout the planning and execution of the operation. but the spy drama elements are balanced with character moments and some interesting exploration of the relationships that form between the people involved in the scheme.
This is our war.
Number 7. I Care a Lot. 2020. This 2020 black comedy movie earned Rosamund Pike a Golden Globe for her role as a ruthless con artist who preys on the elderly. I Care a Lot follows the story of Marla Grayson, a court-appointed guardian who uses her legal hold over her victims to take control of their assets. Her sordid scam hits a snag when her latest mark, a woman who calls herself Jennifer Peterson, turns out to be connected to a dangerous gangster, played by the iconic Peter Dinklage. With dark humor, biting satire, and a wild story, I Care a Lot should definitely be on every thriller fan's watch list. Number 8. The Platform, 2020. A fabulous high-concept thriller that toes the line between genres, The Platform is set within the confines of an impossibly tall building where residents either feast or famine depending on which floor they're on. Every day, a massive table is stuffed with a banquet of food and slowly dropped through the building, one floor to the next, with the folks on top thriving in gluttony while those far below them starve to death. But there's a catch. Every once in a while, the inhabitants are gassed, reshuffled, and they never know which floor they're going to wake up on next. It's a bit of a long setup, but a tremendously effective vehicle, both for the social themes it explores and the non-stop suspense of investigating the beak world between these cramped walls.
El hambre desata la locura.
Number 9. Oxygen, 2021. With 2021 Netflix original Oxygen, the filmmaker Alexander Aya steps back from the horror and leans all the way in on the thrills, following a woman who wakes up in a cryogenic pod with no memory of who she is, how she got there, or her biggest problem, what to do about her rapidly dwindling supply of oxygen. Aya doesn't fully leave behind his horror touch, and the flourishes of body horror only serve to further ramp up your adrenaline. Oxygen doesn't always land its twists before you figure them out. But when a filmmaker is as attuned to dialing up the tension as Aya is, your stomach's gonna wind up in your throat whether you see the next drop in the track coming or not.
Si je m'approche du seuil critique.
Number 10. Nocturnal Animals, 2016. If you're in the mood for an overlooked thriller with a tremendous cast, twisty plot, and gorgeous aesthetic, check out Nocturnal Animals. The film is the second directorial effort from Tom Ford after the critically acclaimed A Single Man, and follows an art gallery owner as she reads the new novel written by her first husband. As she reads the novel, the events inside play out on the screen, and you begin to connect the dots between this supposedly fictional story and the gallery owner's real life, and the reason her marriage fractured in the first place. The film is visually striking, the narrative structure is intriguing, and the lead performances are top-notch, as one would expect.
Nobody.
If you like a video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. For more content like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel.
Would anyone commit murder?